Hello, this is Len Lindsay. We're going to look at Labyrinth, a game that came out decades ago. Um, I have the brand new one that just came out called a Special Edition, which obviously is a little bit bigger than one of the originals. You can find probably 30, 40 different versions. This is a Pokemon version of Labyrinth. I think you can get all different versions of it. But in the original game, the style is going to be the same. It's just going to be way fancier. It came with a board. You set the board up. It had some tiles that did not move, and it had a bunch of tiles that did move. And what happens when you're playing the game is that you're trying to capture these little treasures. Like this is a little frog treasure. There are different things. And when it's your turn, you will take a blank piece, there's one extra, and you will slide it. Maybe you want it to walk through here and it's blocked here. So you're going to slide this, and another piece comes off the end, and now your guy can walk through. So that's basically the game. You had little characters that were just standing up like that. And the Pokemon one, instead of rectangle cards, had round ones to look like a Pokeball. And that was the original game. And now we're going to look at how Awakened Realms decided to change it around, make it upgraded and fancy, three-dimensional, and more exciting. Let's see how they did. Maybe as we go I can compare things, so maybe we'll find a way to leave this available for me to compare. Okay, we probably don't need the cover to compare. Okay, now, when the box comes, it might look like, well, mine I did open. I wanted to see why. When it arrived, it looked like it had been opened and then taped shut again. And I thought that was curious. So what happened is when you open it up, you'll find out what they did. They gave you a free gift, which was not in the box originally, which is a second game board. So in the end, you're going to have two game boards. They said that the original game board that comes in the box, they found after they made them all, that after you played with them a while, they had problems. So they redid how they constructed the game board, and they gave you the new version free. So you're going to end up with two game boards. So this, you really won't even need at the beginning, because you're going to have it inside the box. And don't mix the two together, because they have a different coating on the board. And Awakened Realms is very good at packaging. They like putting corners around to keep the corners from getting damaged when it's thrown and a corner gets pushed in. So we got those, and then one big box. Okay. And now you can compare boxes. You know there's going to be a little bit more in here. And the back, now on the bottom, got a picture of all the stuff that we're going to get. And holy smokes, this is really thick plastic, but I got good fingernails to get the plastic off. And I got a scissors, yeah. Camera, baby. Okay. This we don't need. Is it off? Nope, more. Okay. When you open it up, I'll show you the trick right away so that you can look for it when it comes. When you open up the box, the first thing you want to do is look inside the cover. Don't look at what's here. That is a map of the village, and it's metallic. And while you play the game, they're going to give you little magnet pieces, and you can actually put them there and they will stick on the cover. You can turn it upside down and they'll stay there. I tried it, it works. Whether they always work, I don't know. I haven't had it long enough to know. So that is inside the cover. I don't think we'll need the cover anymore. Now, let's see what we got in the game. The rule book for this version has 3 different games that you can play. You can play the original, which I showed you with the Pokemon edition. You can play what's called the Master Edition. They'll all use the same system of a map where you slide the walls around. But the master one's a little bit more tricky. And then what they did is they came up with a Chronicles, which is why it says Labyrinth Chronicles here, which is a co-op game, so you're not competing with someone else. You're on the same team, and you're both, or three of you or four of you, up to four people, trying to accomplish the same thing. And so you're helping each other get through this maze. And in the Chronicles version, you will have goblins and dragons and obstacles that you will have to overcome. And it's a game where you continue on like a campaign, that you'll accomplish something, and then they'll say, turn the page, now we have a new thing you need. So that's the three games that you're getting. What Awakened Realms did, which was really nice, is they gave you just one piece of paper that says start here, which explains, yeah, when you get this game, you're going to have to put things together. I already have another one that I looked at. You're going to get these little cardboard tokens to punch out. You're going to get plastic tiles, and you're going to punch them out and put them in the tiles. And it sounds simple, but they explain it right here, that everyone knows that they're going to have to do all that stuff before you can start. So right when you get it, you're going to have things to do. And it goes through with the game board, all the things that are included. And there's the three different games they tell you about. Obviously, that's not the full rules, but they've got it there. That's start here. The other thing some of the game companies are doing now is they're giving you a piece of paper that explains how to put everything back in the box so it fits. Sometimes you have 6 things and you want to figure out, how do I put them in the box so that they all fit? And they explain it on both sides, what goes in each of the layers, because there's layers with trays, and what order you put the trays in to make it really nice inside the box. So those are really nice touches that Awakened Realms has been doing in the last few games. So the rules go over here too. Scissors if I need it. And now for the original game, they call it the classic. This is one like kind of thick cardstock of how to play the original game. So that's if you want to play the original game with this. Then they have another one, how to play the master version of that. And after that, the rule book will go through. It's a little bit more complicated when you play the Chronicles game. The Chronicles is going to have a game where you're trying to go through and do different quests, find things, accomplish things, and we will see a few more things inside the box. But we're going to take this out as we work our way down. Now, remember I showed you the tile's going to have piece that goes in it, just like that. Here's the pieces. You just punch them out and then they're ready to go. And also with this game, you're going to punch out all kinds of other things like little tokens, little treasures. This is the back side of a board that you're going to have. Everything's in here, and you'll be punching out all of these things. Then the game board. Remember, this is the original one. You've got an extra one that they gave you for free. It actually looks like a puzzle, which was an interesting way to do it. This one, they just had it folded. And as I was playing this game, it goes up. Sometimes the pieces, when you're sliding them, they get stuck in the crease. Hopefully that won't be an issue with this game board, because when you put this together, and here we have to match up the blue with the blue. This is pretty nice and flat, and you'll have 4 of these to make a square. We're going to get to that. So that came on they just put 2 of them on the top plastic piece here. And then this comes off. And now I want to compare these. I don't know if you're going to be able to see the difference. Can I see the difference here? I mean, let's do this. So now, can you tell the difference of one of them? You can actually see the little details on the walls. They went through all that work putting all the fine details. So this is the standard, and if you pay extra, it's called sundrop. You pay extra, they'll give it to you with this like coating so that you can see that. And inside of the inside of this box, you can see it looks like there's dark colored ones and light ones. So dark gray, light gray. And that is on purpose. It's not like they made these wrong. They are purposely dark and purposely light. And we'll get in to see how that works next. Where did I do the fancy one? This is the fancy one. Okay, so we're here. There it goes down. So they come in trays. So if you, as you're going through and taking them out, there's like notches so that they will fit together. It's not just one flat bottom. It's divided so they all fit nice. They should do well with the cover across the top. They won't fall apart. Where am I going to put this one here? We're going to have a stack over there. Now the next one is the same system because it's more tiles. You have 2 more pieces of the game board and more of the tiles. So it looks like all the dark ones were in the first one. This is all the light colored ones in this one. And if you were putting the game together, we would be matching up the yellow with the yellow here. And we'd match up the purple and the purple. And now this is the game board. Compared to, let's compare how the size compares. So it's bigger than original. This one came with the pieces glued on. This new version, remember I told you there's a difference, and it's purposely the dark color ones are going to go inside the holes. Like there's literally holes in the board, and those are not going to move while you play the game. And the corner pieces are going to go in the 4 corners, and they're going to have a color in the middle telling who's going to start in this corner. So this corner is going to be for the red player, and the red player will have their own little miniature, and that's going to be where they will start. And we'll take a look at the miniatures, which, oh, they're right here. We can look at it right now. Let's take a look. They're supposed to be a little bit nicer looking. I don't know. You can decide. What do you guys think? This is the one that they have a special coating on it. It's supposed to be able to see the details. This kind of just blurs out because it's all the one color. This has got shading. So that's the red one. Let me grab the purple one. I like purple. I don't know. I'm a purple person. So the purple people will enjoy this. Look at that. There's 2. If you got the original, it's this. If you got the sundrop version, it's this one right here. And you can see the shading. And okay, so these are your guys that are going to go in the corners to start the game. And where did I put you? I don't want to mix these. You are not going to have the problem I have. I have a sundrop version and a real version. When you have a family, you get to give one to your kids, right? And one for you. So let's see. We got this going here. And I got this now. Let's see what's next. I already took the covers off of this one. So there's a yellow player and a blue player. Yeah, I think they could have done a little bit darker with the yellow one. It still looks pretty much all the same color. The blue one, that's kind of nice. They're more subdued, I would say, is maybe the right word for the characters. So we got the characters here. And take a note that there's 2 tiles in with your pieces. So when you're putting the whole thing together and you put both of these trays out there and you think that you're missing one, you're not missing one. It's right here. So we got those. Let's do these guys back here so I don't get them mixed up. We'll take this away. Let's see. Next, you're going to get a kind of a book. You have to actually make it yourself. It's got pages like this, and it fits cards. As you play through the game, you're going to acquire cards, and you're going to insert them in. They're going to be like your quests as you're going through playing the game. And rather than attach everything together, there's little well, okay, like a little hole here. There, some of the holes are not punched out. You just punch it in there, and then inside someplace you will find. We'll hit it. Two little pegs that go through the holes to hold the book together. So this is going to be your book for your co-op game as you're going through. I think it takes 10. You're going to play through 10 times or more. I think if you get beat, you might have to like do it over again, that version. But I think there's like 10 steps to get through the campaign. So here's the book. Where's the book going to go? Under here. Then let's go here. See what we got next. Oh, here it is. I don't know, can I leave them in the bag? Can you see it? Those are the little pegs that put the pages of the book together. You put one on the top, one on the bottom, and push them together. And this is another piece. Like I say, there's 2 dice that you're going to get. They're custom dice. They're engraved. They're not just painted on. A question mark will let you draw a card. And if it comes up with a color, like this is the red color, as you're playing, there'll be a red portal, a purple portal, a yellow portal, and what's the other color? Red portal, yellow, blue. And each one has a side. And you'll read the rules as you go through the game for that. The original game of Labyrinth does not use dice, and so you won't need those for the original game, probably not for the master game either, which I've never played, so I don't know how the master game works. Okay, next up. Oh, this is big. This is a big tray. Oh. So here's the goblins and a dragon that are going to be after you if you're playing the Chronicles 10 episode version. This is the dragon. I don't know. I don't see a lot of, I thought there'd be a little bit more black around it showing, but I think you can see the details. Maybe they decided subdued is better than, like he went through a like dark ink bath. And then they have these little guys. Well, I could compare one of the little guys. You can see the difference for the little guys. Looks like a little bit lighter color. And you can see the detail more. So this is the one that's just a standard game. This is the one you pay extra for to get it to have the effect where you can see the details more. It's called Sundrop. Okay, let's put these guys back. Then it's going to come with a bag. This is a nice bag because a long time ago, bags always were weird. They kept falling over. So now they make them with a flat bottom. And if it works, it stays standing. And you'll put your tokens in here for like the treasures and things like that. And it's interesting. It's not just going to lay flat like this. They want you to take everything out, put it in the box, and roll this up and put it in this little hole where you put the bag. So that's here. And I talked about portals. Here's the portals. We can compare I got a yellow one. Let me see. Of course, the yellow was the last one. Now, this one I can see the difference way better. This is the original with just plain. This is the one where it came with a little bit of a coating called Sundrop. Cost a little bit extra. And you can see the detail much better with the Sundrop. But the game itself is going to play exactly the same. It's just a matter of if you think it looks more cool. So we'll keep those in here. Other things that are coming. Oh, these boxes. As you play through, if you accomplish something, remember there's episodes. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's 12 boxes here. And as you go through, I'm not going to spoil anything because people don't want it to be spoiled. It's going to be a surprise for you. As you keep playing this game, you will open a box for the next one. And inside this box, there could be more tokens, maybe the little magnet of different things that can go on the inside of your cover. Maybe there'll be some more cards. There'll be a page or two of instructions giving you like maybe special powers, new quests to do. So as you're going through this game, you'll continually be having something different. Let's see, I make it so it looks nice. Do I want it to look nice? Yeah, I want it to look nice. There. Okay, more stuff. Inside a little plastic is a help card. So on one side of the help card, it talks about all the different icons you're going to see in the manual and maybe on the cards that you're going to get. And on the other side, it's going to tell you basically how do you play in this much space versus that entire rule book that you have. So this is a summary, in really brief summary of how to play. That's here. Here is a divider card where as you progress through the quest, you keep moving this to show where you are. And here are, remember I showed you this book. Oh, we'll take it back out again. Where you put the cards in here. There are some cards in here. Should I open it? This I can open because it's easy. Some of them I can't open on camera because it would take too long. Maybe. So let's see. So these cards are going to go in here, and this is going to explain how to end the game, how to start the game. Plus, as you go through, I am guessing inside a lot of these boxes, there's going to be cards that are going to go in here to make this book. When you're done playing the game, you'll have a book that shows your whole journey. If you want to play it over again, you just take everything apart. And on the inside cover, I'm told, I haven't looked, on the inside cover of each box is a picture that shows you everything to put back in the box. So also in theory, you could play the whole thing, put everything back together again and give it to your kids or your neighbor, and they'll be able to play it too because you didn't actually draw or anything on anything. It's all magnets and cards going in this book. So this we don't need anymore. Okay, so that's that. And the other thing that's here is these, you're going to have 4 colors, and they gave them names. So each of the 4 colors, your character has a name. You can use that name. You can make up your own name if you want. This is Roger. What do we got? Demetrius, Miranda, and Ali. And so on the back is a little story about them. And those characters, you probably should keep the name because you'll see that name in their story where they're going to say that Roger the knight is doing something to help save the day. So here's the cards that we're going to be putting in that book to get us started with our quests. And these will stay out. You could put like a card right in front of you when you're playing. Everyone will remember you're the purple person wherever your marker is, so you don't forget who's what color. We got that. Okay, next they give you little plastic sleeves. I typically don't use them. I'm happy with the cards. So you have these little cards, and they got sleeves for some of the little cards. The theory is if you're using it a lot, it starts showing wear and tear. If you put it inside a plastic sleeve, the plastic protects the card. So this is totally up to you. You can put them in the sleeves or not, but you're going to have little cards with the treasures. If you play the master version of the game, it has secret formulas. They're going to be in here. And to keep them all separate for the items and objectives, these are divider cards that are going to be, hopefully, are they a little bit, yeah, they're a little bit bigger, so you divide up the cards into the sections so you can find what you're looking for faster. That's that. And I think that's it. Remember how you're going to have to put all the tiles in here. And I got 2 games, one for me, one for my kids. Over here is what it looks like when you have it all put together. Little tokens out to go grab. The black pieces in the corner for the color of who starts in what corner. The missing pieces are the ones I had over there. And so when it's your turn, you will have a piece and you will push, put this back on. You will push a roll through, and whatever comes off, comes off. The next player, everyone moves. The next player will take this one, and then they will push it. And now, as you keep doing that, the maze itself will keep changing. So that at some point, if you're blue, all of a sudden now you think you're stuck, you can't play. Well, you can play because when it's your turn, you have an extra piece and you'll just put it right here, slide the maze down. Now your blue guy can actually go, look at this, quite a distance. So if you're trying to get any treasures, you'll be able to get them. That's the game. I'm Len Lindsay, and I have been having fun playing the original with this. I have not started the Chronicles yet. See you next time.